Smash Up World Tour International Incident is the latest set, number 16, in Paul Peterson's and AEG Smash Up series. It works as a standalone box as well as an expansion. AEG provided this copy of the game in exchange for an honest review. I reviewed the base set on Monday, and I'm going to add a link to it at the end of this video. Because of that, I'll just focus on the new content. The luchadors set up actions on other players' minions so they can land bigger moves later. Their bases, ringside and the squared circle, really help get actions in your hands. The Mounties can move around a lot and temporarily power each other up. Their bases, Great White North and Strategic Reserve, keep those minions on the move. The Musketeers have balanced minions, and their actions can set up a huge chain of combos. Like the luchadors, their bases, Bastion Saint-Gervais and the Golden Lily, are all about making sure you have actions to trigger combos. Sumo wrestlers are all about bumping minions and powering themselves up by discarding weaker cards. Their bases, Heya Training Stable and the Dojo, have abilities that match their faction deck. 4 new factions, either to add to your Smash Up game or as your introduction to it. That's Smash Up World Tour International Incident. Our Smash Up games, including Setup and Takedown, usually take around an hour. 2-player games can be finished in 35 to 40 minutes. 2- and 3-player games might work on an average coffee table. Save 4-player games for the dining room table. There is a lot of reading on the cards, and you'll need to calculate the points on a base every time a card is played there. To speed things up, maybe use poker chips or dry erase boards. Honestly though, it's a fun way to practice math. Kids my age or close, say 8 and up, might really benefit from playing this. By our 3rd play, all 3 of us had been each faction at least twice, so we understood them pretty well. My Sioux Mounties were getting power left and right because I discarded any Mountie actions that weren't needed because of the bases. Mom's Dino Luchas were moving to bases, then setting up actions on top of anyone who got in their way. Dad's Muskarts were stacking action boosts. He'd have 2 cards on a base, but after combos, he'd still win a base. It was an awesome match, and we needed overtime to decide a winner between me and Dad. Like Roxley's Dice Throne starter boxes, World Tour International Incident is an affordable way to get into Smash Up. This box gives you 4 different factions to explore for just over $20 Canadian. The box has a World Tour VIP backstage pass inside. If you attend a major gaming convention this year that AEG is at, show the pass to them for neat goodies. Pretty cool way to reward fans. The Musketeers remind me of the base set's Wizards. They are my favorite faction in this box. It took a couple plays to really see how their actions work, but they're really fun once you understand them. The Mounties remind me of the base set's Pirates. This faction is high risk, high reward. If the bases allow movement or other players keep you from playing actions, the Mounties lose what makes them good. Sumo wrestlers are pretty good, but I like the Mounties more. If you combine them with a faction that discards often, they can be challenging. If you play one that brings cards back from the discard pile though. Of the 4, my least favorite faction is the Luchadors. They're interesting, but tricky, especially depending on how the cards come out. They remind me of a weaker version of the base set Zombies. Although I don't love all 4 factions, I still think this is a good expansion/introduction to Smash Up. I mentioned in my base game review that one of my favorite parts about this series is exploring combinations. I look forward to finding one that clicks with the Luchadors. FYI, my dad really likes them, so this is just my preference, rather than me saying they're actually bad. Are there better sets? I think so, but I'm so glad I have this. I recommend it to fans of the series.